Little Fires Everywhere. Season 1, Episode 5. Let's get into it. This starts with a flashback of the early 70s, like 1976. And we see a young lady and a young guy. They're partying. They're having a good time. They're living life like it's golden. And we're like, okay, party girl, having a good time, getting it in. And we come to find out that this is a young Elena. So Elena has not always been stuck up bougie and, a middle-aged, upper class white woman. She actually had a fun side to her. So we see her and we get introduced to Jaime, her boyfriend. So they're partying, having a good time, and popping pills and potions, doing what they did back in the 70s. And so they head back to their hotel room, and Jaime actually proposes to Elena that, they get married. They don't go back home. They stay there, and then they just make a life for themselves. But Elena was raised with a set life. Her life was set. So meaning her family wanted her to go to college, graduate, get a husband, have a couple babies, the middle class suburban good life. And that's what they want. I mean, we can't take anything from her on that because that's what her family wanted. So it kind of is what she had to go with. And you can see that she's loving who she is when she's with Jaime. But in the back of her mind, it's like our parents already have this laid out for us. And they're expecting us to, after we just have this little fun, get it out of our system, to come back, be adults, and do what we need to do. So we move on past that scene. And then we see Linda. Linda actually gets to see Mia and Elena together, and she kind of started to put two and two together because of the situation with BB and the baby Maylene. And so Linda is mad at Elena because up until this point she didn't know Elena's involvement in it, but now she knows that Elena kind of knew earlier on what was going on and did not tell her. So she's kind of teed off at Elena. And then Elena, we'll get into this later, but there's a lawyer that they hired. And this lawyer is not playing. He came in with guns blazing. He has the story in the media, and they're talking about, what's going on with this white, affluent American couple that's trying to adopt or steal this Asian's descent, young single mother, struggling, poor's baby. And so Linda and her husband are really starting to feel the heat of all this that it's bringing. And so it's just coming down on her at once. So Elena, being Elena, wants to start her inch eye, private eye type thing. So she gets to looking into more stuff dealing with Mia. What happens is Izzy told Elena about Mia being in the New York Times. And Elena didn't believe her. So I'm like, why you don't believe her? Is it too much to feel like this young, broke, black young woman is able to be premiered in the New York Times for her many accomplishments or her paintings? And so Elena believes her, but she's kind of, those wheels are spinning. She's like, okay, it's something else going on to this. Let me figure out what's going on. So what Elena does is, she's like, okay, let me put on my research. Because remember, Elena knows a lot of people. And the answers that she can't get there, she knows where she's going to have to go. She's going to have to go to New York to get some answers. And we'll get to that in a minute. So Elena is getting ready to, and don't forget, guys, put your comments, put your questions in. Any suggestions or any variables or ideas that you may have on this episode, we're open to it. I'm looking at the comments. We're going to talk about it. It's an open discussion. So Bill is really homing into Elena concerning her obsession with Mia. And she doesn't think it's an obsession. She knows that there's something not right about Mia. and she just can't put her finger on it. And so because she's so at Mia, everybody is, even Izzy is looking at her like, Mom, give it a break. You know, the woman, she's not hiding anything. Her husband Bill is like, look, you're getting obsessed with this and you're gonna have to pull back. And Elena's like, Elena, nope, there's something going on. I'm gonna find out about it and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. So Elena's being who she is. She's an investigator. She's gonna go for the jugular. She's gonna find out. She's not gonna let this slide. She's gonna stay focused on her goal, and her goal is to bring Mia down. Because truth be told, she's a little jealous of Mia for the relationship that she has with Izzy. And it's funny because Mia is jealous kind of Elena for the relationship that she has with Pearl. Like I said, last episodes, they kind of switched place of motherhood with the children. And so it's really funny and interesting that each mother is pretty much the same mother, having the same issues with their daughters, but they can't see it. So Elena goes to New York, and she goes and get these cupcakes. She's a queen of cupcakes and cookies from a very expensive bakery. So she goes and she's at the school. She's trying to get information on Mia, and she bribes the receptionist with the cupcakes. And so the receptionist ends up giving her Mia's information about her class structure when she was in college. So she even gets Mia's real name. Mia is on here as Mia Warren, but she finds out that her name is actually Mia Wright. So with that, she's able to pull up an old address and more information on Mia. So so then Elena pretty much knows, I need help. So who else is she going to call while away in New York? She's going to call her old fling, Jaime. Her should have been husband, baby daddy, side guy, or whatever she wants from him. Her love, her true and one and only love, I believe. I believe she settled for Bill because that was the life her mother wanted her to have. But if she could have stayed in New York and in Paris and did all the things with Jaime, I believe she would have. And so she calls up Jaime, and it's funny because she gets all dolled up. She's doing stuff that she doesn't normally do for her own husband, because deep down inside she still has a passion and a love for Jaime. And so it comes through. She lights up whenever she's around him. So that's very interesting. And it's going to play a part later on in the series. So her and Jaime, they meet up. Like I said, she needs help from him. And of course, he's like, here you are. What do you need? He knows that dealing with Elena comes with other underlying issues, other consequences, other things that he may or may not want to deal with. But he still has a love for Elena as well, because if he didn't have some type of love for her, he wouldn't even entertain her. And so when they get together, they meet up, and he's like, you want to have some drinks, casual drinks, get together and do things like that. So they go out and have drinks, and then the funny part is he's like, let's get a cocktail, and now, you know, Elena, when she's with her husband, she doesn't drink a lot because she said it goes to her head. But here she has a bottle of champagne. They're having cocktails. They're having a good time. She's letting her hair down. She's actually feeling like the young Elena that she left back in 1970, whatever, when she was with Jaime. So she's able to meet her true self. So after that, they're talking. And so Jaime tells her a little bit about Mia. He tells her that Mia had a brother named Warren, hence Mia Warren instead of Mia Wright. Mia Warren, and that her brother was killed in a car accident when he was 17. So that gives her a little bit more insight into, okay, so this person, that's her name, that's where the name came from. And so she's starting to get intrigued by Mia. So then, you know, while they're still drinking and socializing, Jaime said, well, how about a nightcap? So we're old school. We know what a nightcap is. You go back to the person's room, you get a nice amaretto sweet and sour or something to bring you down for the night, to kind of ease you off of, maybe your harder liquors. You get something nice, a warm tea with a little something in it, just to bring you down, to ease you over for the night. And so they leave and they're walking. Now, while they're walking, Jaime finally, I think this is his opportunity I think the liquor is in him. He's feeling a little bit more comfortable. Elena has let her guard down. And this is where he kind of goes in on Elena. He really reads her up and down and back and up and down, front, side. And he kind of finally gets some things off of his chest. He talks about how when he proposed to her and he wanted to spend his life with her, she turned him down, and how that really hurt him. And then I love the show, Yes, Kenya, it's great. And how it hurt him. And then he talked about how she's so self-centered in the fact that she left all that they had, a good thing going, to go back to Schaefer to live the all-American dream. A husband, 3.5 kids, the big house, middle-class lifestyle, working woman. Have it all. You can have your cake and eat it too. And he really went off on her, and you can tell in this moment that there was just years of hurt that built up. And he was hurt by that. He was like, I just really don't believe that you actually did that to me. And you can see on Elena's face, she had all these emotions of love and, oh, I'm young again and I'm with the man of my dreams, the man that I truly love. And he crushed her in that moment. And to me, that was a good moment, because it was a reality check for her. Don't come looking for me only when you need something. And we'll learn further on in the episodes that this is something that Elena does all the time. When she needs him, she calls Jaime and runs to him. And guess what? Jaime comes running. And I think this time, like I said, with the alcohol in his system, he was able to express to her the hurt that he had been feeling all these years and how used he's been feeling. So when when Jaime called her self-centered, I think it took all the wind out of her, because she is self-centered. And he told her, you're a sad person with a sad life. Like, she was like, he told her truth in that moment. Because truthfully, that's how Elena feels. Elena for a long time felt defeated. She got married. She had kids back to back. Her career was put on hold. We'll see this later on, that people got promoted over her because she was pregnant. She had to take time off, but she came back to the jobs. But still, even in that, she lost a lot. And so Elena was just, in that moment, he gave her truth. And she could not handle it. She was like, oh my God. That is my truth. That's what I'm living out. So it really hit home for her. So let's go over to Izzy and Mia. So Izzy is at Mia's house. And I guess Izzy thought Mia was going to be like her mama. They tend to talk to their parents differently than our children talk to us. And so Izzy was questioning Mia about the pictures, about the articles. Mia was like, how do you know all about that? She was like, I looked through your stuff. Big no. She went rambling. She went going through Mia's things. And Mia was upset about it, because Mia was like, how dare you? You don't have a right to do that. But of course, Izzy, the life that she lives, the mother that she has, to go through their mother's things and to question them on their actions is something that they do on a daily. So when she did it to Mia, Mia was like, no, that's unacceptable. We're not going to do that. And so Mia told her to leave and not to come back. And Izzy was really hurt by that. And I do feel like Mia went in a little too hard. But Mia was going through her own thing. She had to sell a portrait that she promised herself she would never, ever part with. Now, know this. She sold that painting for a lot of money. And she sold that painting for a lot of money for somebody else. And that was eating her up as well. So this episode is talking about, it actually gets into the little fires everywhere. Like last episode, you saw Mia burning Elena's picture. This episode, you see Izzy burning Mia's picture as a way to separate and to kind of take herself out of the relationship with with Mia. So you can start seeing where the little fires everywhere starts to lead up. So last week, the relationship with Elena and Mia was severed. And this week, the relationship with Izzy and Mia has been severed. So let's move on to Pearl and Lexi. Pearl is talking to her boyfriend, and she talked to Lexi, and they're talking about sex, of course, as usual. So Pearl and Lexi are talking. Lexi finds out that she's pregnant. So she talks to her boyfriend, and she's putting the what ifs. What if I got pregnant? What if this happened, this, that, and the other? And then he's going to bust out and say, you may need to get on some form of birth control. Well, first of all, maybe you need to put on a condom. And how about, because y'all are kids, y'all don't need to be having sex. So in that moment, Lexi realized, I'm messed up. I'm out here with this on my own. I'm pregnant. I don't have anyone to help me. So Lexi has to make a decision. She's getting ready to go off to college. Her mom is going to look at her weird. The life that she's portraying and living. It's hard for her to bounce back from that. So she asked Pearl to give her a ride to the abortion clinic, and Pearl does. Now, before that, you see Pearl is at school, and she sees Trip and Moody. And she's kind of acting distant from both of them, because remember in the last episode, she slept with Moody. No, she slept with Trip because she really likes Trip, but Moody is the one that really likes her. Even though I do feel like Trip likes her as well, I think he was trying to hold back because he knew his brother liked her. So that put them all in a really weird situation. But Lexi asked Pearl to take her to the abortion clinic. When she gets there, she's filling out the paperwork. And she realizes that this lady walks in. She recognizes the lady. And Lexi is like, oh my God, that's her mother's friend. And she knows that if she puts her name on the paperwork, here we go, that she's going to be recognized because everybody knows Elena. So what does she do? She puts Pearl's name on the paperwork, as if Pearl was the one that went in and had an abortion. And I was like, oh my God. And Pearl just let it ride. I was like, Pearl, this is a record that may follow you for the rest of your life. Just like Lexi stole your story, used it to get into Yale. Now she's stealing your identity to have an abortion, and then she's falsifying documents. I was like, come on, Pearl. Come on, Pearl. So Pearl tells her, it's okay. Just go ahead and do it. Let's go through. And I was like, Pearl, you got to do better. And so it was funny because even in that conversation, Lexi was kind of like, it would be horrible if people found out it was me. And I was like, it would be horrible if it was Lexi. I mean, if Lexi felt like it was horrible if people found out it was her. But I was like, but what if it was Pearl? How do you think people would feel about her? Her mother, the stereotype that would be placed on her. And I was like, how dare she? But Pearl let it slide, being Pearl. So after everything is over with, she's groggy, she's in pain. So she asks Pearl for another favor. Can I go back to your house? I'm like, yeah, I doubt. So she does. She goes back to Pearl's house. And Mia answers the door. And so Mia knew Mia was like, okay, just come on in, child. Just come on in. And she went in. And so there's a scene where Lizzie comes in and Mia's in the kitchen. And she asked Mia, did she make the right decision? And then Mia kind of read her for filth. She was like, you know, you're so self-centered. Really, she was talking to her like she's a mini Elena. She's like, you're self-centered, you're self-serving, you're self-involved, and nobody matters to you but you. And see, Mia doesn't even know that she forged Pearl's name yet. And so she was like, no, you know, you knew what was best for you. You made that choice all about you. It didn't have anything to do with anybody else. And so Mia's kind of feeling her own guilt as well. And then Mia just shoots off because she was drinking. She's saying, wash out your own cup for once. You know, because she's a spoiled brat. Mia worked for them. She had to wash their dishes, wash their clothes, clean up after them. And then you come to my house, the help, and ask me, did you make the right decision on a choice that you decided to make that only benefited you? So it was very interesting in that moment. And so you see Pearl and Mia talking, and Pearl finally opens up to her mother about having sex with Trip. And Mia was like, Trip? When did Trip get in the picture? What happened to Moody? And she kind of explained, you know, I like trip, and it just kind of happened, and this, that, and the other. And I like this moment because Mia didn't rag on her, you know, because Pearl was like, also told her about, she showed her the paperwork where Liz had forged her name. And she was like, just go ahead and say, I told you so. But in that moment, Mia didn't do that. Mia was like, I just want you to understand how valuable you are. Excuse me, how valuable you are in your worth. I want you to know your worth so people can't do stuff to you like this and then feel like it's okay and you just accept it. So I really liked that conversation in that moment. And then Pearl asked her about her dad again. And Mia told her and what she wanted. And Mia said, yes, you're wanted. You've always been wanted. You've been loved. You're mine. I love you. Your dad wasn't ready to be a father, and he was very persistent in his pursuit of me. And just know that I'm here for you. I'm your parent, and I love you. So, of course, I think Mia wants to tell her. Mia just is still afraid to tell her. So, Trip finally calls Pearl and tells her he's sorry. And they both kind of admit that they're wrong, and they kind of make amends for it. They're kids being kids, doing grown-up stuff. We know how that goes. So, after that, it pretty much just goes to Elena ends up finding Mia's mom. Towards the end, she realizes that Mia does have a real life and a real history. So she actually goes to see Mia's mom and dad and talks to them and asks about Pearl. And this is funny because their mom is highly upset and very mad and was like, that's not her baby. And Elena's like, that's not her baby. What's going on? And it was like, no, that's not her baby. And Elena has this look of confusion on her face. Because, see, at first, when it first came out, I thought, did she steal this girl's baby? Did she adopt this baby? Was she a surrogate for somebody that stole this baby? Those were my first initial thoughts. So I can just imagine what Elena is thinking in this moment. So you can see where Elena is getting into Mia's life and is starting to unravel. And I don't know if Mia is going to be able to handle it. But I know this episode was really great because Elena and Jaime'S relationship was kind of brought to fruition. You can see where her heart really is and the life that she longs for. Also, Izzy and, you know, Mia's relationship has taken a turn. And everybody is starting to break away from everybody. So we're getting into the dynamic of what's really going on, the meat of everything. And then next episode, we're going to delve into Mia's life and her background. So for those that are watching, you know, let's keep the conversation going. Let's keep the conversation active. If you have any questions or comments that you want to talk about, let's go ahead. And what I'm going to do now, we're going to get ready for the drawing. We have a Chick-fil-A gift card. For those that like Chick-fil-A, we had 3 new people to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And so if you guys are watching, I'm going to put your name in. We have Leanne Majors going into the jar. We also have Ashley going into the jar. And then we have Antoinette Webb going into the jar. So these are the 3 new people that we have. Another thing I want to say about Little Fires Everywhere, it relates to our everyday lives of how when you keep secrets, you have to know that eventually those secrets are going to be exposed. You have to really be careful. And I think Mia got ahead of herself too soon with the whole BB and the Maylene. And I know that she's doing it. Like I said, she sold that portrait, I think, for $400,000. So just think about it. You and your daughter are living out of a car, place to place, taking baths in a gas station bathroom. And you could have, this is a painting you said you would never sell. But you sold it for a stranger and her cause. When you have your own cause that you birthed and swore to take care of for life. That girl suffered and she struggled with her mom every day, not knowing that her mom had the means to actually be that they could be millionaires. That painting sold for $500,000, and then she had other paintings that she had been selling throughout the years just to keep them above water. And you got this girl living out of a car, but you give all that up for a stranger? That was really heart-wrenching. And when you look at the grand scheme of things, when you keep secrets to that degree, and then it finally comes out and starts hitting home and everything starts to unravel around you, you wonder if it was even worth keeping that secret. And I just, my heart went out for, I know Mia was hurt, but I'm even more hurt for Pearl, because as a young girl and you're growing up the way you're growing up, and your mom is sacrificing nothing for you, but sacrifices everything for somebody else, my God, that's heart-wrenching. So that's all I have, guys. We're going to go ahead and do the drawing. And if you guys are watching, if you have any comments, anything that you want to add, this is the time to do it. Like I said, we have a Chick-fil-A coupon that we're giving away tonight. And whoever wins, I will make sure that you get this. If I have to do a DoorDash drop, you will get it. So let's see who the winner is. Ashley is actually not on Facebook, but she is my Instagram friend, and she did like and subscribe to my page. So I'll make sure that she gets this coupon. And thank you, Ashley, for liking and subscribing. I really appreciate it. So guys, that's all I have. Let's not forget, like and subscribe my page, my YouTube page. Also, don't forget, if you want to plan a party or an event, you want some creative ideas, go to my website at www.creativeconcepts-events.com. Also, you can check me on Instagram at the one and only Creative Concepts. And also, let's not forget the COVID-19, guys. Let's remember to abide by the rules. Let's wash our hands. Let's wear our masks. Let's do our stay-at-home initiatives. Also, let's just play our part. Let's do what our local government and our federal government is asking of us to do. That is all that I have for you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Also, thumbs up this video if you like it. Share, like, subscribe. And don't forget that next month we will be doing another giveaway. So guys, just like and subscribe, and I'll be checking as we're getting ready and for reviews. And then next week we'll talk about Little Fires Everywhere, season 1, episode 6. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.